What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Crushin' Orange Show. This will be your one-stop shop for everything you need to know before the Denver Broncos play a game. I will try and have this out either 1 or 2 days before they actually play, and this time it will be the day before their Monday night tilt with the Cleveland Browns. Now, if you guys enjoy what you see, if you like the idea, then leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I want to try and hit 50 on this channel before the end of the year. If you want to watch some gaming content, I do have a channel for that as well, and I will leave the link in the description. I've been playing a lot of Madden 25 lately in Connected Franchise, but I do play other games as well. So, Sonic. I'm about to start playing Super Mario Galaxy as soon as I get the proper adapter that I need. And yeah, I have a good time over there, so if you want to be a part of that, and you want to be a part of this Broncos country, subscribe, and let's get into this. Now, talking about the matchup itself, these are two teams whose seasons are going in completely different directions. The Denver Broncos sit at 7-5 and in the AFC's 7th spot in the playoffs on the back of consistent quarterback play from Bo Nix, rookie Bo Nix, who is making a case for Rookie of the Year so far, and some really good receiver play from the likes of Cortland Sutton, Devon Vele. You're getting some Marvin Mims sprinkled in now in some kind of special packages, a la Sean Payton, of course. And you're getting some okay play, some development out of Troy Franklin, and then really the tight ends haven't been there, and the running game has been super spotty. So really, it has been kind of Bo Nix carrying a little bit here and probably taking on a bit more of the workload than you'd like. Javonte Williams has been super inconsistent. Jaleel McLaughlin is really a change of pace speedy back that you're not going to want to have as your every down guy. Estime has had some fumble issues, and I think his yards per carry right now is kind of low. Maybe that's just him getting keyed in on, but these are some things that Bo Nix has had to contend with. Now, the defense is obviously amazing. This defense has been playing lights out besides the Baltimore game, so I can't really ask too much more from them, and we'll get into my keys of victory later and what I expect from them. Now, you look at Cleveland. They are in the coattails in kind of the post-Deshaun Watson era. I'm not going to go into Deshaun Watson. Everybody knows what that guy did. I'm not going to give any opinions on it, but he tore his Achilles, and that was very obvious from the moment they showed that replay, and it's been the Jameis Winston show ever since. Maybe DTR got to start right after it, or he got some playing time, I do know. But yes, these are two teams flying in opposite directions. Cleveland sitting at 3-8 with Kevin Stefanski, and then Sean Payton leading these Broncos to a 7-5 record. And the thing is, too, is the 7-5 record feels a lot less hollow than after the 5-game win streak last year, where Russ and the Broncos, I swear to God, were getting fluky win after fluky win after fluky win during that time. The Bills game comes to mind. The Vikings game comes to mind. Those were kind of a series of insane circumstances to even vault the Broncos back into the playoff race at that time. But enough about that. Let's get into, we'll start with the injury report, and then we'll move into my matchups, my keys for victory thing here on the Orange Show. Stay tuned. Injury reports for this game are via denverbroncos.com. Some of the data is a little incomplete here, and I don't follow Cleveland, so some of these guys might be a little bit, or might have been already on IR or something. I think I remember seeing something about Jedrick Wills going on IR, but we'll get to that when we get there. This is just the injury report that I am seeing. Zach Allen with his ankle, he's been full Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so good there. John Franklin Myers with a shoulder, he was limited Thursday, but it's been full ever since for him. Brandon Jones with an abdomen has been full since Thursday, so he's good there. PJ Locke with his thumb, we might still see that casted, who knows. He's been full all week, so he's good. Bo Nix with his back, he was limited Thursday, but he has been full Friday and Saturday, so that is good news for Denver. Josh Reynolds with a hand, he has been full participant ever since. He is listed as questionable, but I expect him to dress and to play. And the final guy on Denver's injury report is Riley Moss. He has not practiced this week with a knee injury. He will be out, and the hope is that is not a super serious injury for him. We're going to have to see. Joel Bitonio, guard for Cleveland. This is Cleveland's injury report. With a elbow, he was full Thursday, Friday. They don't have any Saturday status listed right now. Miles Harden, defensive back with a tibia. He was been limited Thursday, Friday. Maurice Hurst, defensive tackle with a shoulder injury. He was full Thursday, Friday. Jermaine Ifedi, offensive tackle with biceps. He was limited Thursday, Friday. Jerry Jeudy with a knee thing, full practice, full participant. We'll see Sam Kamara, linebacker. He has had a head injury, is what it's listed as. It's not listed as a concussion on the Broncos website. Nothing on Thursday, DNP Friday, so it's a likely concussion is what I'm going to have to guess here. And he will likely not play. Greg Newsome, corner for him, abdomen. He's been limited Thursday, Friday. Jeff Swaim, he tight end, concussion. Cedric Tillman, wide receiver, concussion. And then Juan Thornhill, calf. He has not practiced up to Saturday, so he will likely not play, and Jedrick Wills with a knee will also likely not play. Again, these are guys that could have already been put on IR. Let me know in the comments below if they have. And let's be nice about things here. I don't need sports fans screaming at me here. This is just what I'm reaping from the Denver Broncos website, and this is just from their injury report. But with that out of the way now, we can go to the Broncos' keys to victory this week against Cleveland Browns. How do you stay alive against a 3-8 team that I think is playing better than their record? Well, let's find out. Into Crushin' It's keys to victory. Let's go. Now, let's get into this keys to victory segment. We're going to go over some stats, some critical matchups, and then the things that I think the Denver Broncos need to do to beat Cleveland on Monday. Some stats first. The Broncos offense is 23rd in yards per game with 313.5, while they are 19th in points per game, scoring 22 flat. The Browns offense is not any better, 29th in yards per game at 292.5, and 30th in points per game with 16.9. They have been bad this year, but Jameis has given them a little bit of a spark. The Broncos defense is ready to shut that down, 3rd in yards per game at 296, while they are 2nd in points per game behind the Chargers at 16.8. The Browns defense is 21st in yards per game, giving up 345, and 22nd in points per game at 24.3. Now, some matchups that I think will dictate the outcome of this game. It's going to be Sutton versus Denzel Ward. Sutton has been Nick's security blanket this season. He is the go-to guy on the money downs, such as 3rd down, obviously, or just critical situations. Sutton has been the guy. That will be an important matchup. You're going to have the Broncos offensive line, really Mike McGlinchey, and whatever tight end gets lined up over there versus Myles Garrett, or whichever side Myles Garrett is on. I want to say he would be playing against McGlinchey in this situation. We all know that Garrett is a game wrecker. I would argue you need to employ the same game plan or something similar that you did with Max Crosby to Myles Garrett. It's going to be PS2 versus Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy's been talking a little bit of shit this week, saying he wasn't sad when Denver traded him. I think this needs to be the game where Denver can prove to him that they didn't need him with his drop issues, with honestly some kind of attitude issues I think he was starting to have near the end of his tenure. It is what it is. Wish all the best to Jerry, just not in this game. He needs shut down. And then it will come down to the Broncos front seven and really the defense versus just the Browns O-line. The Browns haven't been a good offense this season, and I'll get a little more into that in a second, but I think that Denver has the unit capable of completely shutting down these guys, especially since there's no threat of Amari Cooper anymore. So, ideally, Denver is able to neutralize whatever the Browns are trying to do. Now, my keys to victory, I've got 4 of them. I have 4, and they're a little obvious, a little cliche, but these are the things Denver needs to do. You need to find a way to run the ball. The Browns are a bottom 10 rush defense in yards per game, and this is according to ESPN. So if there is a game to get the running game right, it is this one. The Browns are bottom 10 in the league. You need to shut down Myles Garrett, like I just alluded to earlier. Garrett is an absolute one-man wrecking crew. He needs to be slowed down somehow. Got to chip him where it's possible and not put Adam Troutman one-on-one with him. Run the ball away from him. Just keep him out of the backfield. Like I said, I would try and employ a similar game plan that you did with Max Crosby to Myles Garrett. That is another key to victory. Take advantage of Jameis Winston is my 3rd key to victory. Take advantage of Jameis. Get pressure on Jameis. He is a historically turnover-prone quarterback, and he can be forced into really, really bad decisions. This is the same guy who threw 30 picks in one season with Mike Evans. Let me reiterate, and I believe Chris Godwin was on that team. This is a guy you can force into bad decisions. Force those decisions. And to build on that, do not let their running game break out against you. The Browns are a bottom 4 rushing offense in yards per game, and so forcing them into one dimension where they're already still not great should ensure a takeaway or few, and should ensure a Broncos victory. That is how I think you beat the Cleveland Browns. And now for my prediction, like we always do when I manage to get a preview episode out. I'm looking at this game right now. I'm looking at these matchups. I know the Browns are hungry and they're on a little bit of a hot streak, but the Denver Broncos, as of late, have been an absolute buzzsaw. Bo Nix is playing really well. They are I'm going to say managing elite pass rushers right now. They're not completely neutralizing them, but this Broncos O-line is playing really well, even if the running backs aren't doing too well. So, prediction-wise, I don't think Denver runs away with this one. I mean, you know, division games and all that, but really it is kind of like, I mean, if the Raiders can take you probably to the last 5 minutes, I do think the surging Browns right now have a chance. And maybe surging is the wrong word, but this is a better Browns team under Jameis Winston than it ever was Deshaun Watson or someone like a DTR. So I could see this game kind of hovering into maybe 28-20, maybe 28-24, maybe 24-21 category. My prediction for this game is going to be a 24-17 Broncos victory. I see Bo Nix throwing maybe 2 touchdowns. Maybe we get a 1 from the running backs. I see the defense forcing a critical turnover when they need to. And I see this Browns offense getting shut down at some point. And if you agree, let me know in the comments down below. But that will be the episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for watching so much. I'm really excited to kind of try this concept. The Orange Show, I guess I should elaborate. The Orange Show is going to be the preview show that, like I said, that'll come out about probably 1 or 2 days before. Hopefully, ideally, if work and everything else in my life cooperates. And the Blue Show is going to be the recap, the analysis, the things we learned, and then we will have live shows. That is going to be really just kind of like our live reactions. I will be doing one tomorrow night. So I am excited for that. Let me know if you're excited for that by subscribing, by liking the video, by commenting, and hopefully I'll see you there on Monday night. I'll see you all later. Go Broncos. God bless Bo Nix. And I urge you to have a good night.